Yo, if you're a Sir Arthur Conan Doyle freak, you're gonna love today's episode. Look at this. What's up? Today's subject matter is one of my favorites, Sherlock Holmes. And we got a game here, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. And I have a crazy relationship with this game. When I was a little kid, I remember seeing this game in the hobby store. You know, the store that sold the Dungeons and Dragons and metal miniatures. They had this game, and I never really, I saw it, I thought it looked cool, but didn't know much about it, never paid attention to it. It was actually Sleuth Games published it in 1981. And then in 85, it won Game of the Year in Germany. So it was always in the game store, never paid attention to it. And then fast forward to maybe, 8 years ago, or maybe a little less than that, I started seeing it again, new editions of it. And I started doing a little research, and it sounded kind of neat. And I bought it for this reason alone. I bought it so I could play a game on the phone with a friend. I could play it on a road trip, and I can play it alone. And that's what this game is. It's not like any other game. I could play it literally over the phone with some friends. And I'm going to tell you all about it in a second. But first, let me show you some of the components that come inside this game. And this is the newest edition by Asmodee Games. And that's the one we're going to be checking out today. Here we go. All right, so here is what you get when you open the box. So you get a rule book. And it's really thin. There are hardly any rules in this game. I'm not kidding you. It's really simple. There is on the back a list of informants, which you will use in the game, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Then you get 10 case books. Each one of these cases is an adventure that you will run. And you can do them in one evening, or you can stretch it out for a long time. And there's 10 of those. With each case book, there's a newspaper. And so there's 10 cases, 10 newspapers. This is the London Times. And basically, the cool thing about the game is each case uses the last case's newspaper. So that means by the 10th time you've played it, you're using 10 newspapers looking for clues. You get a London directory, which is literally a phone book with names, and then it tells you where they live. And in the back, there is businesses. And then you get a map. And this map is really nice. You can find where people live, where businesses are. It even has in the corner a little scale, time travel, how long it takes to walk from point A to point B. So that's what you get. And now check out the box. The box is cool. So the game comes in this really great box that opens up, and it has all 10 cases, 10 newspapers, the rules, the map, the directory, and it closes. So it's like a drawer box. It's really nice. What's up? Check this mug out. So a quick story about this mug and this hat. Hold on. English tea. A while ago, I was on tour with Toilet Boys, and when we played in London the first time, I wanted to go to 221B Baker Street, the Sherlock Holmes Museum, and I went with some of the Toilet Boys, and I bought this hat, and I bought this awesome mug, and I was literally running around London smoking a pipe with this hat. I'm a huge fan, so when I saw this game, and I learned what it was, I bought it, and I played it, and I love it. So here's what it is. It's so weird. Basically, you get the case, all right? Let's just forget the rules for a second. So you get your case, and you read the beginning. And the beginning, it's like one page. It's literally one page. And that is the story, the case, the crime that happened. And you, the person playing and his friends, if you're going to have friends play, you are one of the Baker Street irregulars. You're part of Sherlock's little team that kind of helps him. And you're there, and he's presenting the case to you to help solve. And that's how the case starts. And in the case, there's names and some clues. All right, so that's all you get. So here's what you do. You got to sit down and think. Work backwards. You do the deduction thing that Sherlock does. And you see a name in the case and you want to go look it up. Well, you get out the London directory and it tells you, oh, there's their name. Here's where they live. You can find their address. And then there'll be an entry in the case book with that. So let's say it's, I don't know, Mr. Bill, and you look in the address book. Oh, Mr. Bill is whatever. His address is 47S. So then you go to the case book and you look and you go, oh, look, there's an entry for 47S. And then you read it and now you have a little bit more information. And that's how the game is played. The newspaper, same thing. In the newspaper, you might see a clue and a name that correlates to the case. And here's the game element. This is where it gets actually really kind of neat. So after you figure out what you think it is, you go to the back and you open the book and there's questions and you answer them. And then you open an envelope and it tells you the secret. And it also tells you what Sherlock Holmes thought it was, his opinion. And then you learn the real secret. So the way it scores is every time you use a source or you look up an entry or you use on the rule book, there's informants. And Sherlock's actually on here. So anytime you use any help, you lose points. And you have 100 points, or you have to beat Sherlock's 100 points is how the game works. And after you get these scores, it gets less if you used more resources. So the goal is not to use much and really just sit there, close your eyes, and deduce what happened. And it's really awesome. I've done one case, and it took me a few months. So you're supposed to be able to do this in one evening. And I remember reading that the game was really hard. Like, that was one of the only complaints I read when I was looking at reviews to see if I was interested, is it said, it's crazy hard. You're going to feel like an idiot. So I didn't want to do it in one evening. So what I did was I learned the case and I tried it out. And I would ask my friends about it. I would tell them the story and see what they thought. And I would ask my kids, and I kind of played it over a few months with a lot of people helping. And then when I solved the case, I actually did pretty good. So that's why I'm doing it slow, because once you solve the case, they're done. So it comes with 10. I'm right now on number 2. It's awesome. Each case uses the last case's newspaper, like I said, and there are 3 box sets now. Glory, hallelujah. So I don't have to worry about running out. It's going to take a long time. I highly recommend it. It's a great game to play over the phone. You could even, if you both had copies, I guess you could do it that way, but you don't even need that. I have a friend I play on the phone with, and I'm asking him what his opinions are. So, great game. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one an 8. I'm going to give it an 8. It's really good. It's really unique. I wish they made different genres of this style of game. And the guys that designed this, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you, I guess you got to write it all out and then bury it in all of these clues. It's a really well-designed game, and I'm glad it's available. And it's been around for a long time, and there's a reason for that. So, Boardgasm gives this one an 8. And you know what? Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram. It's you'll find me right away. Just type in, I already forgot my Instagram handle. It's Boardgasm something. And on YouTube, follow my channels, like, subscribe, the whole thing, because I'm going to try to keep this going, and I can't wait to show you some of the cool stuff I'm working on. All right, thank you.